this would happen because it was leaked online. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.
I am the last thing you see before you fall into the abyss.
Well, if you feel like that, maybe that's why the ratings are the lowest in history.
Weird.
No Rachel Zegler.
Planet of the incels.
Lowest in Doctor Who history. I'm going to tell you what I thought of this episode in a second here. I am Mecca. Please subscribe to this channel. No! Stop interrupting me in my videos. I do have a GoFundMe for the cancer still. I'm going to have surgery really soon this week, so if there's no more Doctor Who next week until I feel better, well, we'll see. Who knows? I'll probably just be like, what? Cancer? Who cares? Point is, I don't know what the point is. Shut up, Rachel Zegler. Point is, I watched this episode of Doctor Who. Where do I begin? After last week's Planet of the Incels, where Miss Belinda Chandra is abducted by robots.
You've taken coercive control and made it complete control of the whole planet. Planet of the incels.
New episode though. New episode. That one wasn't even that bad until the Planet of the Incels line. You know, it really wasn't that bad. New episode. We're back in the 1950s, as you can see. They get some details wrong. They say it's 1952. They're playing music from 1956. Not cool. People were still listening to Glenn Miller in 1952. Not. Rock and roll is some rock and roll song. This is the movie theater. It's supposedly haunted, allegedly, by what? This cartoon. He's... Spoiler. Haunted, sort of. Turns out is an alien because Doctor Who.
Guys, look at the moon.
This series we are going through.
How's it done? That technology is way beyond anything in 1952. They didn't have holograms.
Alien. It's an alien. Guess what? It's an alien. You're on a spaceship time traveling. My theory is she's the bad guy at the end of this, by the way, that she's going to be the one who's the baddie in all space. Like, he's going to leave her somewhere for, like, a minute to him, and she's just going to go nuts with rage in the past, and that's why that picture was there. And that's why she's kind of like, okay, take me home now. Oh, no, I don't want to go on a space and time adventure with you under any circumstance. Take me home. So I think she's going to be a baddie at the end of this. They're back in 1950s. Yes, they have to point out and talk about the segregated movie theater. And this might be why your ratings are so low, by the way. You couldn't go into the future where you don't need to tell a story about that, and you don't need to touch on the inequality of the 1950s again. No, you couldn't do that, but it is an interesting concept here.
He is the hologram.
Where we have this... And I'm using their trailer instead of pulling up video footage from the Disney thing. Because why? Trailers are fair use, aren't they? Trailers are more fair use. Now, this god of light is what he is. He gets stuck inside of the film reel. Full spoilers. This episode is actually pretty good. Except for the preachy talking about going out of their way to talk about the segregated 1950s of the movie theater and the diner across the street. This little alien gets sucked into film, and the more light, the more he grows, I suppose. Ends up killing an entire movie theater full of people. There's a whole mystery around it. And this episode actually had me laugh out loud in the middle, just drop dead in my tracks in the middle. They do all kinds of fourth wall breaking and animated Doctor Who stuff. Like they become animated for a second. She calls him Scooby-Doo in a comparison to a dog, which is, you can't do that, I have been told. This was really clever. They go animated for a second. The laugh out loud funny moment is when they break the fourth wall. I'm not going to spoil it for you too much. But they kind of ruin it by taking a shot at Doctor Who fans.
We're your biggest fans!
Oh my god, you're real. To their face! By acting like they are a bunch of incels sitting around watching it who don't matter.
I knew this would happen because it was leaked online. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.
Planet of the incels.
Doctor Who confirms overnight ratings for Lux. Lowest in series history. Lowest in... Oh, that's not on screen. There. Doctor Who confirms Lux. Lowest in series history. There you go. Ratings. The ratings. Yeah, 1.5 million. fell below 2 million. It was about 1.58 million. You get a slow clap. You get a slow clap for that. Why? Because you have insulted everybody who would watch your show in the past. The gamer dudes in the previous episode. Men in general in the past 2 years of Jodie Whittaker and the faces she was making. And this episode didn't really do too much. Well, it did insult the fans to their face. It was hilarious before that. And I'm not going to spoil what happened. You guys need to see this. I think you need to see this. I think you need to see the moment where the Doctor and his companion, right here to their faces, insult their own viewing audience to their faces on their little mobility scooters.
I knew this would happen because it was leaked online. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.
He's ableist. Or she is. Which one was it? Lowest ever. Down from the 2 million last week. Last week, every week I'm going to do a lowest Doctor Who view ever, aren't I? Of course, it's worth noting these figures don't tell the whole story given. The figure doesn't take into account anyone who watched it on BBC iPlayer. Okay, so they're going to figure in the people who trickle in on streaming after the fact. The people who are like, okay, well, we were out on Saturday night. We actually have lives. We'll watch it, sometime during the holiday weekend or on Monday. That'll bring in another, what, 500,000 viewers.
Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.
She calls him Scooby-Doo. She's like, what are you, Scooby-Doo? And then they turn animated. That was kind of cute. That is kind of cute. I don't mind little cute moments. Like, this is one of those where it's like, all right, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I like seeing the Doctor and the companion have some fun. I like the whole, here's the fun part. We got to go try on clothes. And it's very much for the theater, the gay crowd, that sort of audience. Because why? It hates the rest of us. It hates the rest of us. So that is why Doctor Who's ratings are in the toilet. You got Alan Cumming in this episode, for crying out loud. I like Alan Cumming. I liked him in this. He's Mr. Hidely-ho or whatever. Mr. Ring-a-ding. Mr. Ring-a-ding. Broadway voice. He's doing his Broadway voice. He's doing his Alan Cumming Broadway voice. Do I have a thing of it? No, I don't. So he's doing his Broadway voice in it.
Ta-da! I'm Mr. Ring-a-ding. I'll make your heart bells sing.
I love him.
Mr. Ring-a-ding is...
Love him. Anyway, love him in everything. So you got me going, all right. I'll give this one a positive review, even though you're insulting. It's fairly positive. What's fairly positive for me? That's 6 out of 7. 6 out of 7. I like seeing him in everything.
Formidable Alan Cumming.
I love seeing him in everything. He's coming back for the mutants too. So I didn't hate this episode as much as I've hated some of the previous ones. I'm gonna give you that much. If you've got your Disney Plus anyway, you're gonna watch it maybe or not. You're gonna get probably like halfway through, or you're gonna be like, this again. But if you're just gonna roll your eyes and watch it, it's still something you can watch on a Saturday afternoon that isn't going to give you anything. It's not gonna give you anything. It's not gonna give you anything.
Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.
I'm having a hard time recommending it. If you're a theater geek who likes Alan Cumming, watch it. If you like the old 1950s aesthetic, you'd probably be fine. If we're still in the day and age where we're going to YouTubers to see if it's going to have a bunch of LGBTQ plus LMNOP things that you may or may not want your kid to see, then you've already dipped out by now. So this one isn't even going to be, like, you're just watching me to see what I say about it. So I think that's who's really watching this now, are people who are just watching YouTubers. I am Mecca. What do you guys think? Are you still watching this? Are we surprised that it's got the lowest ratings in all of history? Radio Times is confirming it. It's a headline. I'll see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. And don't forget to...
Go.
No.
Put a chick in it, make her gay! Put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
I knew this would happen because it was leaked online. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who.